Hi children, it's me again. Last week we finished with the letter Z, and so today we are going to go through every single letter of the alphabet and see if we can remember the sounds for each letter. So here I have lots of objects on my table and they begin with different sounds. I wonder if you can help me work out the sounds for each thing. Okay, the letter A says what? What sound does A make? You're right, you know that one very well. A says ah, ah. What have we got down here that begins with ah? Very good, we have an apple. Apple. The letter B says b. I wonder if you can see something that begins with b. It's a bit of a tricky one, we didn't learn it last time. I have a broom. Broom. There we go, we use a broom to sweep the floor, don't we? Let me keep that over there. Okay, next we have C. The letter C says k. And what have I got here that begins with k? I have a clock. Can you say k, clock? K, clock. Very good. D says d. Over here I have a book that has some animals in it. It's called My Very First Book of Animal Sounds by Eric Carle. And if we flip through it, I think we can find an animal that begins with D. Ah, there it is. What is this? What animal is this? You're right, it's a dog. Dog. Okay, the letter E says eh. Be careful not to say ah. This is eh. And down here I have some eggs. Eggs. Next we have the letter F. And for this one, I would like you to come with me over here. You can see my messy kitchen and see my frame. Can you say frame? I'm sure you have some frames in your house. Maybe your parents have some pictures of you. Okay, the letter G says G. G. This sound comes from down here in your throat, remember? G. And for this I have some gloves. 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 H says here I have my daughter's hairbrush. Hairbrush. I. Now for I couldn't find anything that begins with I, so I'm going to tell you a word instead. I says I. It's a very quick sound, remember? Oh, what's wrong? I am itchy. Itchy. Maybe a mosquito bit me. Itchy. Next is the letter J. The letter J says J. Jug. Jug. K says K. Here I have some ketchup. Ketchup. Sometimes we call it tomato sauce and sometimes we call it ketchup. I wonder if you like ketchup. I do. Okay, the next letter is L. We are going to come back to our book with animals in it, and let's see if we can find an animal that begins with L. What's this? You're right, it's a lion. The letter L says L. L. Good. And the next letter is M. We are going to use the same book again and look at a mouse. The letter M says mouse. Mouse. Very good. Right, the next letter is N. N sounds quite similar to M. M says N says nose. Nose. Very good. Okay, the next one is O. O. Now, O says oh. And I couldn't find anything that begins with oh in my house. So we are going to think of a colour instead. What colour can you think of that begins with oh? That's right. Oh, orange. Oh, orange. Very good. The next letter is P. Now over here I have some plants. Plants. The letter P says P. Q. The letter Q says qua. Can you say that with me? Qua. Now, for qua, I would like to ask you a question. My question is, how are you? How are you? Okay. The next letter after Q is R. R says What can you see on my table that begins with What are these? What type of flower are these? You're right, they are roses. 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 Okay, the next letter is S. For S, we say S. And I have a star. Star. T. The letter T says T. And here I have a tomato. Tomato. U. U says umbrella. Umbrella. Be careful. It doesn't say it says Alright, the next letter, we're nearly there. The next letter is V. V says V. That umbrella is not standing up. Let's put it down there. V says V. Vase. I have a vase holding my plants. Vase. Okay. W. The letter W says W. W. And I have a watch. Watch. Some people get watches and clocks confused. Usually a clock goes on the wall or on a shelf, and a watch goes on a person. So this is a watch and it goes on my wrist. Alright, 3 more letters to go. The next one is X. Now it's very difficult to find something beginning with X in the house, so I found something ending in X instead. X says X, X. What have I got here? You're right, it's a box, box. Okay, Y. What colour is this box? You're right, it's yellow. The letter Y says y. And the last one is Z. This is the letter we did last week. Z says Z. Z. And I have a zip on my jacket, which doesn't go up and down very easily with one hand. So zip, zip. So we have finally been through all 26 sounds of the alphabet. Please keep practicing them because we need to know the sounds so that we can sound out the correct pronunciations as we learn to read and write. From next week we will start learning 3-letter and 4-letter words and how to say them properly. So I will see you next week. Bye.